For those of you interested in potentially having me do content and promotional services for you to drive traffic to your site, I wanted to take a moment here to explain something that seems to be a question mark on maybe 20% of the organizations who I'm having discussions with and providing services. Sometimes organizations want me to write content about their product for their site, and we can do that. We would look at that as an hourly consulting situation, because I would need to learn your software to write about it, and that would be more than what we would be talking about from a package standpoint. The reason why I focused on providing expert project management and technical information content for a website like yours to drive traffic is this. I'm also your potential customer. I'm a project manager who's been doing this for 20 years and is always looking for a different piece of software that might be easier to use, might be a better collaboration tool, might manage tasks or workflow or document management or customer relationship management or something that might help me on an implementation. So I'm also not only someone who wants to write for your site, I'm also your target audience of a potential customer. So I know that I'm more interested if I go out to Twitter and I see somebody tweeting about key project management office PMO success stories, or key ingredients to a successful project management office, or 5 things that a good project manager brings to the table, or how to manage a project budget better, or how to perform lessons learned, or things like that. Good project management concepts, best practices, or something specific to to a project that I'm struggling on, or an implementation that I'm struggling on, or a CRM concern that I have. That's what will drive me to go out and search and find an article that might be written for your website by me. If I'm going to come out looking for your product, I'm already going to be looking for your product. That's content that we can put on my site that you write, or that I can scrape from your site and put on my site, or I can scrape it from your website and put it on your blog, things like that. But in terms of drawing new traffic, drawing my readers to you, drawing somebody like me to you, I'm going to be that project manager at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or that CIO or CEO on a Friday afternoon that's frustrated and is looking for some advice on an issue, and they find a meaningful article that means something to them, that takes them to a site that offers software, and they say, oh wait, that's good content, I might also take a look at their software. One click gets me the advice information I need and shows me your software. And it wasn't a sales pitch that got me there. And the most successful clients that I've had, the ones who have wanted to stay on the longest and have me write weekly articles for them, or 2 or 3 articles a week for them, have been the ones that let me do that. So the concept is, I write expert articles for your website and promote them to 1.5 million people in Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And that drives traffic to your site. And then we can put your content out on my site, and I also have access to a high visibility, very high visibility IT project management site that I can put more product overview information about your product. Those situations are great, and they take 2 clicks to get there, because I post about them on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook when I create them for you and put them on my site, and then they go out to my site, read them, and then they see information that it was written about your product, and they click on that for a free trial or a demo, or to contact you about purchasing. That's when they're specifically looking for your product, and that's good. And those people are going to find you anyway, hopefully. And I offer that as a free add-on service. If I'm writing several articles for you in a month, you can give me several articles for free to put on my site, and I'll promote them the same way. But the main content is where I write good advice, expert content about general IT, PM things, or tweak them with some keywords or things that you're looking for, and we put them on your site, and more traffic you wouldn't otherwise reach, finds you, and my readership finds you. People are looking for my art. Sometimes I've got some clients where I write articles for their website and I'm their primary contributor, and they think that's my blog beyond the one on my site. So that's good. I mean, it's not a bad thing. They're just used to seeing it and they come to it regularly. And regular traffic draws familiarity with your brand, and they share their information at networking and meetings and stuff. They say, hey, I like this author, he writes for this site and this site and this site, and they go to your site and find your product. My particular site was just named one of the top 100 project management sites of information out on the internet, and as I scanned through the list, I noticed that several of the clients that I write for, and I'm a primary contributor to their blog, are also mentioned. So basically I've got several spots in the top 100 and I can make yours one of those as well. So I implore you to discuss it with me further and not be closed-minded about the fact that I need to be writing content about your product, because that's what you can give me or I can scrape from your site and put on my blog, and that's extra. But those people would probably find you anyway, but it does help. But I think what we found a success factor among my clients is writing good advice, expert advice content that isn't a sales pitch, and people appreciate that. They're out there bored. I know that's me. I'm out there bored or trying to find something and struggle through an issue, and I click on an article that sounds good, and I retweet about it, and it goes out to 10,000 more people in the next 2 hours, and they come to your site. I mean, it just propagates. You don't do it by a sales pitch. You do it with good expert advice content. And I mean, I've put out an article on lessons learned, and 3 or 4 years ago, and offered up my template, and I still get 5 or 6 or even 10 requests per week, 3 or 4 years after that article was written in, I think, 2009, for the template. It's available on my site for download, but I can put templates like that on your site as well as to download. I can create white papers for you. So there's many things we can do together, but I think the most benefit is frequent articles and frequent advice type articles not specifically about your product, though we can do that as well. So contact me to discuss further. I'd love to work with you and love to sign you up this month or next month to start services. I don't ask for a long-term contract, though I will give you a discount to do that. So thank you very much for your time. Let's discuss.